It says we're live, Matthew.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, Craig.
All righty. First thing on the agenda is the approval of the agenda from our June 23rd meeting. Has anybody found any errors or omissions?
No, I don't think there's any.
Okay. Then I would put forward that it's the motion put forward by myself and
I second it.
approved. That's seconded by Sandra, that the agenda for the committee meeting of June 23rd, 2020 be approved as presented. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I was thinking I was doing the last month one. That's why I asked if there was any errors or omissions.
That's okay.
You okay with moving forward, Sandra?
Yes.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah,
Yes.
Are there any declarations of interest?
No.
No? Being none, we'll move on. This is one I thought I was done already. Approval of minutes, February 13, 2020. Did anybody find any errors or omissions in that report?
No, everyone's shaking their heads no, Craig.
Okay. Then it's the motions put forward by myself and seconded by Sandra that the Committee of Adjustments minutes dated February 13, 2020 be accepted as presented. All those in favor, and I can't see if you're voting or not, but I guess it's approved.
Aye.
Is everybody else in video, are they?
I'm on video, but yeah, everyone except for Craig and oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm losing.
The
Sorry.
applicant. This is the applicant.
Yeah. You reached quorum now? Really?
Yeah, 2 is quorum.
I did not know that. Okay, good.
Okay, so we'll move on to new business. And this is the minor variance application for 551 James Street West.
Yeah.
Recommendation, the Committee of Adjustment received the staff planning report on file number MV 2020-02 and approved the minor variance requested with following conditions. Now, before we get into that, is there any discussion? Have we had any neighbors or anything put forward any complaints or anything?
Dalton, did you want to speak to that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Just so everyone knows, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. One of the things when we're using Zoom, especially when people call in, because the microphone keeps trying to pick up breathing and stuff like that, if you have any way of muting the phone, it will make it better. I will try to go extremely slow and keep coming back to things simply because you don't always know if everyone's hearing what you're saying.
Okay.
At this point, we have had only one person call in regarding the application. It took 3 times to finally reach her. And in the end, her message was basically, well, whatever's decided will be fine. So that is all the comments that we've received regarding this application.
Okay, would you like to speak further to this?
Not a problem. This application is specifically in relation to section 4.21C regarding the maximum size of an accessory structure. An accessory structure in our zoning bylaw is capped at 645.9 square feet without getting planning relief. In this case, the person is requesting that they be allowed to have a garage that is 1,344 square feet. And in general, that would normally not be a good idea in the zoning, but there is some special circumstances regarding this property. One of the special circumstances is there is no attached garage at this time. He could actually attach the garage to the house, but, and there'd be no zoning, like no zoning relief needed. But when you go down that neighborhood with the pictures that I submitted, you could see how it would quickly overwhelm the house and overwhelm the neighborhood. So it actually makes better sense to build a detached garage of this size in the backyard because of the slope of the yard and the size of the yard. The size of the yard is actually over 10,000 square feet, which is about twice the normal size or almost 3 times the normal size of most lots in Prescott. Now, with this size of house, he does need to increase the height to 20 feet. And that's actually probably a couple feet more than he needs, but because you don't know where the final grade is, because you step out a little, I encouraged him to increase it to 20 feet. But it still will not be overwhelming due to the fact that the slope of the land will actually put the garage roof no higher than the dwelling roof that's already fronting the street. So as I said, there is already currently a single detached family dwelling on the property. It has no garage. They did their proper due diligence and actually called me up before they submitted their building permit application and became aware of the fact that the most practical term to get the type of structure they wanted would involve a minor variance. So it's not like anything started or anything like that on the property. I can tell you from being there that this garage is all 100% for personal use. In fact, he made a joke that his wife would have to get rid of the car if they didn't have enough room for 3 cars. It is fairly minor in nature because accessory buildings are allowed for, for use in the residential area. It's desirable because it will, like I say, move the garage in behind the property and with the natural slope actually hide most of the garage so it doesn't overwhelm the rest of the street. And it maintains the general intent and the purpose of the official plan. Staff is suggesting that conditions include the normal ones of making sure all taxes and permits and stuff like that are paid. The only other one that is a little bit tweaked over normal is because it's going to be in the backyard and there is of course a house behind it, but the drainage off the roof be either directed towards the front of the building so it has more room to absorb, or another solution that equals that. So it could be anything from a French drain to, stuff like that, or rain barrels, just so that it's not pouring directly onto the neighbors, because it will have a big enough footprint that there's quite a bit of roof there to catch rain. Has everyone heard me so far? Has there been anything that I need to re-go over?
I've heard you so far.
We do have the applicant here if anyone has any questions for him.
You have any questions, Sandra?
Sorry, I think I did. Oh no, I see her. I heard my daughter yell outside and I didn't know it's okay. She's fine. Okay, so I don't know if this is a question for the applicant. This is a question for Sean Moore. Can I ask that now? Yeah? Okay. So Sean, I guess what I'm a little bit concerned with is that we're going to have paving all the way to the back. So now we're going to have a house paving all the way back to the back of the yard, and then basically a building the size of the main part of the house. So we're going to be really reducing the amount of absorbing sort of material of the yard by a drastic amount. So I guess that would be my concern, because really, like, you're asking to build a building the size of the house almost. Yeah, so I guess, yeah. I guess like,
Through,
do you
okay.
not feel like that is overwhelming though for the property? And also, are you concerned at all about if we start letting everyone do this, next thing we know, we're like Toronto, and then we like a runoff floodwater problem, you know?
Through you, Mr. Chair,
Pardon me?
through you, may I respond to that?
Yes, sir. You certainly may.
Okay, to begin with, like I said, this is a special lot. It's super size to begin with, which really goes a long way to mitigating the factor. In fact, if we didn't have a cap on accessory structures other than the current 10%, it would almost meet it. It also still doesn't meet the total lot coverage that we allow, which is 35%. As for the whether or not it'll be hardened surface, I will be quite honest, I do not know, because it's not normally covered in the zoning, but through yous, I would ask that we ask the applicant what the intent is. And it could always be a consideration for, you know. So is it okay if Mr. Kemp answers that, Greg?
Yes.
Are you there, Jeff?
Yes, sir. I am. Thank you. Yes, our intentions are to keep the driveway to the back of the property all gravel. So the drainage itself should not be an issue at any point. It's not in our future to put a paved or a concrete driveway at any point.
Okay, yeah, so that's great. I guess then the question is, any future sellers, I mean, any future buyers though, will be under the impression that they can pave that. I don't know. I'm not saying like, you know, yeah, I guess we can't base every decision based on potential future buyers. I guess I'm just concerned about, like, I've just seen the runaway over paving of surfaces. I know what happens when that happens. But yeah, okay, no, that's good. That's good. Just out of curiosity, how long do you plan on staying?
Did you wish to answer that, Jeff, or did you prefer not to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear. She broke up at the end. I didn't hear
I'm
what
sorry,
she had
Jeff,
to
how
say.
long do you plan on staying in Prescott? Just out of curiosity.
This house is my retirement home. I have moved too many times. My wife and I sold our property in Smith Falls for me to return home close to my family. This will be a retirement home. The only way this house will go on sale is if I die or never.
Okay, okay. That answers all my
We
questions.
still have plenty of green space with our front yard is rather large for a city. We still have lots of green space in the backyard as well with the planning and the design of the driveway. And our neighbor's garage or our neighbor's property is actually about 2.5 feet higher than mine. So his water is more apt to come into my property than my water to go into anybody else's property.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen the property. It's very large. I agree with that. Okay, I feel satisfied with the answers.
Does anybody else have any further comments?
I'm not seeing any, Craig.
Okay. I was down looking at the place yesterday also, and it is a big lot. And if I was him, I'd be wanting to put a garage there too. And as
Thank
long as
you.
we've got it covered in here about the drainage, then I don't see a problem with this. Are you in agreement with that, Sandra?
Yeah, I feel the same way. You know, I like to see as much green space preserved as possible, and also drainage is a major concern. But I mean, I get it. I have a garage. I'd be really bummed if I didn't have a garage also. It's like, I get it. So yeah, it sounds like he has long-term plans for staying, and he has the intention of, you know, not paving over the entire backyard and building the whole thing up. So I feel fine with everything.
Okay, well, your comments were very good because I mean, a lot of women don't think of those, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but a lot of people don't think of that. But it's a good point you made. All right, so I will formally read this if there are no other comments to be made. Anybody? Okay, minor variance application 551 James Street West. Recommendation, Committee of Adjustment received a staff finding report on file number MB2020-02 and approved the minor variance requested with the following conditions. The balance of any outstanding taxes, including penalties and interest, shall be paid to the town of Prescott. 2, any charge in relation to admit for this improvement shall be paid to the town of Prescott. 3, that the detached accessory structure does not exceed a footprint of 127 square meters, with a height not exceeding 6.0 meters. That all roof drainage be routed and directed and discharged to the front of the building. That the work covered by this minor variance be stated. All those in favor?
I in favor, or do I second it? Second and in favor.
All right. Then the motion is carried. You have your permit, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate this.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Now, do I just come to the town hall sometime this week to get the rest of the paperwork started? Is that how it works?
Jeff, we actually started that paperwork. I'm not sure if you remember that or not, but we did start it. We will have to finish it. But it will take, there is an appeal period. It helps that there is no one at the meeting other than yourself, but it doesn't change the fact we have to wait for the appeal period to pass before I can issue the permit.
Okay, and that's 20 days, is that correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. Well, I will look very much forward to seeing you in 20 days, sir.
Not a problem. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Now, I don't see anything on here for, where is this minute? No, I don't. I don't see anything on here that calls for an adjournment of the meeting. Oh, yes, there it is. Oh, there it is. I do see it now. Recommendation to the Committee of Adjustment meeting be adjourned. All those in favor? Okay, carried. Now, what about signing this stuff? This is all kind of weird.
Yeah, so we have a notice of decision that needs to be signed. If you'd like, I'm in Prescott Thursday. I'll be working out of the office on Thursday. If you wanted to stop by, or I could stop by one of your houses with a mask on, of course. If not, we can do a digital signature. If you feel comfortable with that, I could send it out via email for through a digital signature program.
I can
Would
do
that work?
Sure.
Digital
Yeah.
works?
Yeah.
Craig, is that okay with you?
Either that or I can stop by the hall. It doesn't matter. I'm
Okay.
close.
We'll follow up this week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank all of you. This is weird, but I mean, it works, I guess.